care that was given to the preparation of the body.
Missing 75 years ago in the Alps have been found on a shrinking glacier.
But officials say the remains are 2 girls and 2 boys.
When ice thaws, prepare to find the most unexpected treasures. From mysterious creatures to ancient artifacts, there have been many bizarre discoveries made in the middle of frozen glaciers, snowy plains, and icy oceans. Today, we'll be checking out some of the most shocking discoveries made on ice that have left scientists amazed, baffled, and even scared. These discoveries come from years ago when they were first frozen and preserved, but they're no less intriguing and mind-boggling when they thaw. From woolly mammoths perfectly preserved to strange murder scenes that still need to be explained, icy discoveries are being made left and right. Our experts have scoured the internet to find the most compelling and interesting findings from around the world. So get ready, because you're about to witness some of the strangest things ever found when ice thaws. Let's dive in and explore frozen ice discoveries that shock the world. Marcelin and Francine Dulan.
The frozen remains of a Swiss couple who went missing 75 years ago in the Alps have been found on a shrinking glacier.
Meet Marcelin and Francine Dumoulin, a couple who vanished without a trace in the alpine fields of Switzerland in 1942. Their 7 children were left without answers, and the mystery of their disappearance remained unsolved for nearly 75 years. Their 7 children were split up and placed with several local families, but in July 2017, the entire case broke open and was finally solved, when several ski workers came across the perfectly preserved bodies of the Dumoulins on the receding Saint Florent Glacier. They instantly knew something was off due to the clothes the couple were wearing, which traced back to the 1940s. After identifying the couple through their identity papers, police determined that they must have fallen down a crevasse, with snow and ice ultimately preserving their bodies until the glacier receded enough to reveal their resting place. The discovery brought a sense of closure to the Dumoulin siblings, particularly their youngest daughter, Marceline Dumoulin, who was 75 years old at the time. She expressed deep gratitude and finally felt a sense of peace after 75 years of waiting for answers. Ancient forest. It's bizarre to ever imagine that a 1,000-year-old forest could ever be swallowed in frozen gravel, but that's exactly what happened to this ancient woodland in Alaska. The trees and stumps have slowly been uncovered, and in recent years, the melt has sped up, shrinking at a rate of 170 feet per year. Over the last 50 years, scientists have been working to identify and age the trees, some of which retain their bark. And thus far, tests by the University of Alaska have revealed that they range from 1,200 to an astonishing 2,350 years old. This discovery has not only fascinated researchers, but has also given them a glimpse into the environment and climate of Alaska over a millennium ago. What's even more shocking is that some of these trees have remained standing all this time, buried under the ice and snow. Iron Age horse.
Norway, where an Iron Age horse has been revealed.
Let's travel to the mountains of Norway, where in 2013, archaeologists made an astounding discovery. While investigating a site over 6,500 feet high in the mountains near Oppland, they uncovered bones from an Iron Age horse, along with perfectly preserved manure and a horseshoe. This indicates that Iron Age peoples were using these animals to carry cargo at high altitudes over the mountains, possibly as a means of transportation or trade. The horse, along with other artifacts, were perfectly preserved in the ice. But as the glaciers continue to melt, these shocking artifacts are quickly being revealed. Child sacrifices.
They were discovered back in 1999 on the top of a very high volcano.
Not all discoveries made under ice are shocking in a good way, or even the resolution to some long sought-after mystery. In 1999, 3 Incan child sacrifices, one referred to as the Lulayaco Maiden, were discovered atop the Lulayaco volcano in Argentina, preserved in extreme conditions at some 22,000 feet above sea level. Archaeologists believe these victims were selected for their special talents or beauty to be offered as sacrifices to the gods to appease them and ensure good harvests and abundant resources. Analysis of the bodies revealed that the children were heavily sedated and drugged with alcohol and coca leaves before being taken up to the volcano summit, where they eventually succumbed to the extreme cold temperatures. The discovery of these well-preserved mummies has allowed scientists and historians to learn more about the Incan practice of child sacrifice, shedding light on this gruesome ritual that was once an integral part of their culture. Frozen letters. Along with the bodies of many World War I soldiers frozen in the snow and ice of the Italian mountains, there have also been several letters discovered over the years that reveal the intimate and personal details of these soldiers' lives. One such letter was found in 2012, written to a girl named Maria by a soldier who would never be able to send it. The letter, dated January 1916, expresses the soldier's devotion and love for Maria. But that wasn't the only thing found on the bodies of these dead soldiers. Other items included guns, helmets, and even perfectly preserved outfits, and a funeral was quickly held for these soldiers by their respective countries to honor their bravery and sacrifice. The discoveries of these letters and personal belongings continue to bring a sense of humanity and emotion to the horrors of World War I. Ice Age Squirrel. It's strange to think that a squirrel that lived over 30,000 years ago was once scampering through the icy landscapes of the Yukon. But this mummified Arctic ground squirrel, nicknamed Hester, was indeed living during the Ice Age when it was discovered by miners in a goldfield near Dawson City, Canada. Tartan Lamb of the Yukon's Department of Environment and Dave Paul of the Canadian Conservation Institute studied the creature and determined that it was likely hibernating when it died and was quickly frozen, keeping its delicate features preserved. The discovery not only gives us insight into the lives of these animals during the Ice Age, but also demonstrates the amazing preservation powers of ice. It's almost a perfect preservation, with almost no details lost to time. Medieval mummies.
When we find a body wrapped in something, we recognize that there's a certain amount of care that was given to the preparation of the body.
The Arctic Circle might be the last place you'd think to find a medieval necropolis, but that's exactly what archaeologists discovered in Salakard, Siberia, when they unearthed the remains of two mummies, one adult and one baby. The bodies were found wrapped in layers of canvas, birch bark, and copper strips, a type of preservation that was previously unknown in this region. It's believed that the bodies are from a previously unknown Arctic civilization, and their discovery sheds light on a little-known period of time in this region. While the adult mummy is believed to be a male, not much else is known about the remains at this time. Despite this, some of the most shocking discoveries about these mummies come from the way they were preserved and the artifacts found with them. The bronze bracelet and iron knife give a glimpse into the culture and technology of this ancient Arctic civilization, and might just show it was more advanced than we once thought. Anthrax.
Decades, 2-3 decades at most. I think majority of permafrost here in the Arctic will start to degrade.
While many discoveries in our frozen Earth come as shocking and important scientific breakthroughs, others are simply downright dangerous. And that is the case with the release of anthrax from permafrost in Siberia in 2016. The warm temperatures that year caused melting permafrost in the Yamal Peninsula, releasing the spores of anthrax bacteria that were locked in the frozen ground for over 75 years. The disease, which had not been seen in the region since World War II, infected herds of reindeer and at least 20 people, causing one death, tragically, of a young boy. Scientists now worry that with further warming and melting of permafrost, other dormant pathogens like the Spanish flu, smallpox, and bubonic plague could also be released, posing a serious threat to public health. Keep in mind that many of these diseases might have been frozen well over 100,000 years as well, meaning it's possible that a disease never before seen by humans could potentially be released into the environment with devastating consequences. This discovery truly highlights the need for careful monitoring and management of our planet's changing climate, as the consequences can be far-reaching and unpredictable. Greenland Islands.
Study shows that the massive ice sheets at the top and bottom of our planet are shrinking much faster than previously thought.
What's one of the most shocking and large-scale discoveries that could be made when ice thaws? How about uncovering new islands? Researchers studying the Steenstrup and Keir glaciers in northwest Greenland noticed the emergence of several new islands between 1999 and 2014. These islands were previously hidden under layers of ice, but as the glaciers retreated over time, they were finally exposed. This not only required maps to be redrawn, but also raised concerns about the increasing pace and extent of glacial retreat due to global warming. If this trend continues, more land masses that have been trapped under ice for thousands of years could be revealed, and who knows what harrowing things these islands might be home to. Message in a bottle.
This one one lurks in a murky old bottle. So old, it's remarkable that it's still in one piece.
While this was technically never frozen, it's still an incredible discovery from nearby ice. In 1959, a geologist named Paul T. Walker decided to test his theory on the shrinking of glaciers by leaving a note in a bottle buried under rocks near a glacier. The note instructed the finder to measure the distance from the bottle to the edge of the glacier. Over 50 years later, in 2013, two researchers stumbled upon the buried bottle and decided to follow Walker's instructions. To their surprise, the glacier had retreated over 200 feet since Walker's note was left. This shocking discovery no doubt left these two researchers flabbergasted, as the speed at which the glacier was retreating was more than had previously been thought possible. Hidden landscape.
These mysteries is the icy land of Antarctica.
The Antarctic ice has kept many secrets hidden for millions of years, and recently researchers made a groundbreaking discovery. Using radio echo sounding, they discovered a vast, untouched landscape of hills and valleys covering an area bigger than Belgium. This landscape, frozen in time for over 34 million years, is believed to have once been home to trees, forests, and animals. The researchers warn that human-driven global warming could threaten to expose this undiscovered landscape and its secrets. Despite this, it remains both an exciting and downright terrifying discovery. What is exciting is that it's been hiding there in plain sight, said lead researcher Stuart Jameson, claiming the team hadn't used new data, just a new approach. This frozen landscape offers a glimpse into Earth's ancient past and may hold valuable or even dangerous new discoveries. Frozen disease.
Smallpox virus in these samples will still be able to grow in the laboratory.
When scientists discovered new bodies from a thawing tundra, they never expected to find a major health threat. The corpses were found in the high northern latitudes, preserved for centuries by the frozen tundra. But with global warming causing the tundra to thaw at an alarming rate, these bodies are now releasing ancient diseases back into the world. In particular, smallpox, a virus that was eradicated in the 1970s, has been found to potentially survive in these frozen corpses. This poses a serious risk as smallpox is a highly infectious and deadly disease. Currently, smallpox is only known to exist in highly secure laboratories in select countries, but the thawing bodies in the tundra could bring it back into the world. Let's just hope these scientists prevent that before it's too late. Antarctic River. Let's follow along with some researchers from New Zealand who just made a groundbreaking discovery deep beneath the Antarctic ice. In a suspected estuary beneath the Ross Ice Shelf, the team drilled down through hundreds of meters of ice and into a hidden underwater ecosystem. As their camera captured footage of the icy cavern, they were amazed to find swarms of tiny creatures resembling shrimp called amphipods, all around 5 millimeters in size. These creatures, from the same lineage as lobsters and crabs, had been living in this secret world beneath the ice, unbeknownst to scientists until now. The discovery has shed light on the role that estuaries may play in the melting of Antarctic ice, and has sparked excitement and further curiosity among the team. Gateway to the Underworld. Let's travel to Siberia, the frozen wasteland that's home to some of the world's most extreme climates. But hidden beneath the frozen tundra lies a massive crater that continues to grow, aptly named the Gateway to the Underworld. This enormous depression started as a ravine in the 1970s, but has since expanded due to the thawing permafrost, covering an area equivalent to about 145 football fields. The crater was a result of deforestation in the 1960s, which led to erosion and the melting of the permafrost, causing the land to sink. With Russia experiencing warming at 2.5 times the global average, experts warn that the Siberian tundra is in danger of disappearing entirely, leading to more megacraters like the Gateway to the Underworld. This crater has also led many conspiracy theorists to claim that it's home to mysterious creatures and ancient artifacts, adding to its eerie allure. Nematode. For those who don't know what a nematode is, it might sound like some bizarre rock or other artifact, but that couldn't be further from the horrifying truth. Let's travel to Siberia, where scientists have just discovered a microscopic worm that managed to survive for 46,000 years, frozen in the Arctic permafrost. This previously unknown species of nematode, the Panagrolamus colimensis, was able to enter a dormant state known as cryptobiosis, during which it doesn't eat or need any sustenance to survive. Scientists were shocked shocked by the length of time this nematode was able to endure in suspended animation, far surpassing the previous record of 25 years set by another Antarctic species. The sheer resilience and adaptability of this tiny creature have left scientists in awe and have opened up new possibilities for the potential for life in cold, harsh environments. Nobody had thought that this process could be for millennia, for 40,000 years or even longer, said Philip Schiffer, one of the study's authors. This bizarre study has not only fascinated scientists, however, but also made them extremely cautious. With our ice melting, it's possible even more dangerous creatures or bacteria will have the opportunity to defrost and potentially wreak havoc. Let's just hope it doesn't happen anytime soon. Stoneage Arrow.
Mostly when I go around.
Sometimes when an arrow missed its target, it burrowed itself deep into the snow and was lost, said researcher Lars Holger Pilo. However, this was a lucky find for scientists on Mount Lavo in Norway, who stumbled upon an incredibly well-preserved arrow shaft that is estimated to be around 4,000 years old. This discovery adds a significant amount of time depth to the site, as previous finds were from the Iron and Middle Ages. The arrow is believed to have been used by ancient hunters to hunt reindeer, who would come onto the snow and ice in the summer to avoid botflies. The artifact, which is already shaped in a way that indicates its age, could potentially provide even more insight into the daily lives and hunting techniques of our ancestors. While it wasn't initially believed to be from the Stone Age, sometimes the most amazing discoveries are found in the most unexpected places, like a melting glacier. Ice. This might sound funny at first, but the concept of old ice being frozen inside other ice is actually quite intriguing. As scientists have been studying climate change and its impact on the planet, they have been searching for ancient ice to analyze and learn more about the Earth's past. In December 2022, a PhD student named Austin Carter embarked on a mission to find the oldest ice in Antarctica, along with the Center for Old Ice Exploration. After drilling a 93 feet deep hole in East Antarctica, Carter made a groundbreaking discovery, what is believed to be the Earth's oldest ice, estimated to be 2 million years old. A video of this ice was quickly shared on social media and went viral, with users amazed by the deep blue color and perfectly preserved condition of the ice. This discovery will provide scientists with invaluable insights into the planet's climate and atmosphere.
The insights are deeply troubling.
From millions of years ago, talk about an icy time capsule. Frozen babies.
Results of the autopsies are still pending, but officials say the remains are 2 girls and 2 boys.
One of the most tragic and mysterious discoveries found in ice doesn't have anything to do with science, history, or artifacts, and instead sits solidly in the true crime category. On November 17, 2022, in South Boston, Massachusetts, a gruesome discovery was made that shook the quiet neighborhood to its core. 4 deceased babies, 2 male and 2 female, were found frozen in a freezer contained within a condominium. Shock and grief rippled throughout the community as authorities and neighbors tried to piece together how these babies came to meet such an unfortunate fate. With few answers and little evidence, the case remains unsolved, and the babies' identities and relationships with each other are still unknown. This shocking discovery might not be scientific, but it does show that ice isn't always a haven for preservation, and sometimes it can reveal some of the deepest and darkest secrets. Mammoth calves.
It's still considered the best preserved mammoth mummy in the world.
Next, let's travel to Siberia, where 2 shocking discoveries were made in 2007. Known as Lyuba and Chroma, these 2 baby mammoths were found in separate areas, each dating back to 40,000 years ago. Thanks to advanced technology, Connecticut scans were conducted on the creatures, revealing astonishing details about their last moments. Both calves appeared to have choked on mud after falling into the water. Despite their tragic end, they were incredibly well preserved.
Blonde hair are exquisitely preserved.
With Lyuba even having eyelashes still intact, Chroma had a stomach full of undigested breast milk, providing insight into the baby mammoth's diet and lifestyle. These discoveries, while undoubtedly unnerving and disturbing, were also some of the most fascinating made in a long while. It's one way to start thinking about the immense depth and mystery of our history. Antarctic sponges.
The camera hits a boulder, and it's the only large rock within at least 20 feet. What are the odds?
Sponges have never been thought to thrive in extreme cold environments, especially those far from sunlight. However, a groundbreaking discovery in a remote area of the Antarctic has challenged these assumptions. Scientists drilling through 900 meters of ice in the Filchner-Rhone ice shelf stumbled upon a boulder covered in stationary animals, including sponges and potentially new species. This finding was a genuine surprise and has perplexed scientists as to how these creatures managed to survive in such harsh conditions. It is believed that they may have adapted to filter and consume bacteria and other microorganisms found in the water beneath the ice shelves. The discovery not only sheds light on the resilience and adaptability of these organisms, but also raises questions about what other frightening creatures could live under Arctic ice.
German climber. Their remains were found on a melting alpine glacier.
Next, let's travel to Germany, where the remains of a climber who went missing 37 years ago have finally been found in the Swiss Alps. The German mountaineer, who disappeared in 1986 at 38 years old, was recently discovered by hikers on the Theodule Glacier in Zermatt. The melting glacier led to the emergence of the climber's remains, along with some of his equipment, which were identified through DNA analysis. This discovery sheds light on the increasingly common occurrence of long-lost individuals and objects being found as climate change causes glaciers to thaw. The body of the German climber has finally been laid to rest, bringing closure to his loved ones after over 3 decades of uncertainty. It's safe to say that from frozen bodies to strange artifacts, when ice melts, incredible things can be uncovered, reminding us of the past and the impact our actions have on the environment.